Hi guys!
So when we posted our house tour video, right, a number of people started asking like why did we buy a resale flat, why 4-room and stuff. So today's video we are going to be covering things we wish we knew before we got our flat.
Yes, and if you haven't seen our house tour video, you can view them, I don't know, here. Number one, we wish we knew more about CPF grants available for us.
And I think talking about this will trigger Sean a lot. So from what we knew, there were 3 grants available. One is the family grant, which is meant for a resale flat. You get about 40 to 50k grant for 2-room to 5-room resale flat. So before the current EHG grant, there was a SHG grant, which is the special housing grant. And we got our papers all signed for our house in August 2019. And within a month, the grant changed from SHG to EHG, which means we could have gotten a lot more in terms of grant if we had waited like 1 month later.
For the other grant, it's called PHG grant, which is a proximity housing grant. It's for resale flat only. That means you need to live near your parents within 4 km and then you will get 30k grant. Compared to the previous one, it was a 2 km 20k grant. We should have considered this when we purchased the flat.
Number 2 to consider would be the layout and configuration. So for new BTOs, actually the rubbish chute is actually on a common walkway, and for our resale flat, the rubbish chute is inside our house, like in the kitchen area. So initially we weren't really like putting much consideration into it, but after seeing like all the new BTO flats that they have to walk out to throw their trash, right, we actually felt quite like thankful that our rubbish chute is indoors, because we never knew that we produce so much trash, like us and our cats.
Next up will be windows. So for windows in BTO, you will see all these 3/4 windows in their living room area. Compared to resale flat which are older, all our windows are all standardized window. And you like 3/4 windows, right?
Yeah, 3/4 window can let a lot of light come in, and I think when you take photos it looks very chill and like very luxe, like condo like this.
It looks more spacious also lah.
Another thing to consider would be the storeroom or bomb shelter, because for older resale flats, from what we know and the units that we went to visit, right, some of them don't have bomb shelters or storerooms, so that means like lesser space to put stuff, and if you really want a storeroom you might need to like renovate and build one more up, so that would cost you also money. Another thing is for BTOs, right, the per square feet count of your house actually includes the aircon ledge, which is outside your house. So for the amount that you're paying, you're actually paying for something that you cannot really like stay in. But the good side of this is that you can put 2 compressors in your house.
But for resale flat, you can only put 1 compressor outside your master bedroom, but it doesn't count into your per square feet of your house. So you have a bigger space. Plus, from what I know, older resale flat 4-room compared to a BTO 4-room, they are slightly bigger, right?
Yeah, that's what we heard from a lot of people also.
So the next one will be door. By door, I mean main door. There's a requirement by HDB to state that you need to have a fire rated door if your unit is near lift or stairway. So our unit is directly beside the lift. And then this house is around 30 years old already. And the door is very, very ugly. We wanted to change to a nicer door, but we didn't know that it has to be fire rated door, and fire rated door is much
So
more expensive than normal door. It costs around 1.2k to change the main door. So we are stuck with a whole bloody door.
Yeah, but luckily our ID actually like helped us paint over it and like just fill up the holes in the door. Otherwise we would be seeing that really light blue ugly door the whole time. And also we are quite lucky because we decided to build this like double door system, so we are not looking at that old door all the time. Another thing you can consider would be the direction of the sun, like rising and setting on your unit, because a lot of people when you go to visit resale homes, you're only going at a specific timing, like maybe 3 p.m, where you don't know whether it's hot or cold in the morning or at night. And for us, we are quite lucky because the sun doesn't like directly shine into our house, so it doesn't get very, very warm. And in a way, it kind of like helps us save aircon lah, because even in the day, sometimes we just turn on the fan. So one bad thing about this is that we don't get very strong natural sunlight. So when I need to take photos with like, you know, really nice solar flare and all this thing, it doesn't happen in our house lah.
Next up will be concealing of wire cables, pipes, and power points.
Based on our knowledge, a lot of new BTOs actually have a lot of concealed wirings and all this. So the whole house looks very neat and clean, everything is flush against the wall. But for us, we didn't really know about this, and we didn't request for concealing of our wires during reno. You can actually request that of your ID lah. So in the end, we ended up with like a lot of this ugly trunking, this pipe looking thing everywhere. So that's something, I wish we knew lah.
This next part is really important. It's regarding the number of PowerPoint you have in your house. When discussing with your ID on the number of PowerPoints, it's better to have more than less. If budget allows, try to put PowerPoints in every corner of your house, especially those areas that you always chill, like for example your computer table, and then beside your sofa area, and especially kitchen.
Because like right now maybe you can't think of the appliances that you may need to use, but eventually you will end up buying a lot of different kitchen appliances that will all need PowerPoints, and then you will end up with ugly extensions everywhere.
Yeah, our kitchen only have one PowerPoint.
Yeah. So earlier Sean mentioned that if it's within budget, right? Because actually for the number of PowerPoints that you request in your house, you actually have to pay for them, and it's not cheap. So, I mean, you have to strike a balance lah, whether you want to sacrifice the aesthetics of your house or you want to pay more for the PowerPoints.
One PowerPoint costs around $60 to $80.
Really?
Yeah.
No wonder we were so budget about it.
Okay, next one will be space. So before we got this house and I got the floor plan, I draw all the things that I want to hack away. We had this plan of turning this whole place into a studio apartment and then only have one cassette aircon on the ceiling. But when we showed it to our ID said that this wall cannot hack, that wall cannot hack, this wall cannot hack, that wall cannot hack. End up we only can hack one piece of wall only.
Which is what you're seeing right now, this little bedroom space. This is all we could hack.
Yeah, because the rest of the wall are all RC wall, which is a reinforced concrete wall. You can't hack it at all. So when you guys buy your resale flat, please make sure to buy the floor plan from HDB. You can buy it from their website, and then you can look at all these black color bars on the wall. The lighter ones will be walls that can be hacked. The thicker ones, like the boarded walls, right, those cannot be hacked. So you need to consider this.
And another thing we wish we knew was that like when you go and visit a unit, right, it's bare and there's like nothing in the house. It actually looks really big and spacious, and we're like, oh, this is more than big enough for both of us. But when you actually move in and you have all your furnitures and everything inside, right, actually the space becomes a lot smaller. So if it is within budget, as usual, always go for one room bigger if can. Yeah, so we kind of wish we had a 5-room now, but oh well, don't make the same mistakes as we did. So for the young couples out there that are planning to get their BTO or their flats as a form of investment, right? You can actually consider a BTO, because for us, when we got this home, we didn't really think about the resale value. We just like really chiong and like we want a house of our own and let's just get this unit. So our unit is actually 69 years left. And then all HDBs have this leasehold of 99 years. So when we sell it in the future, it's probably like no value already lah.
Compared to a BTO, when you fulfill the 5 years MOP period, then you can actually sell it with a 94 years value, which is higher. And then most of the BTO price, when you buy and then you sell, it will go up by a bit.
So you definitely make money from that lah.
Yeah, compared to us, we don't need money.
So this is just what we heard from our friends, and just an extra tip for you guys. When you apply for a BTO and you choose your unit, right, sometimes they'll ask you to choose like the tiles that you want, or whether you don't want any tiles at all, and like the toilet bowl or something. All these things, if let's say you have a plan to renovate your whole house in your own style, right, just opt out for all these like free tiles and everything. Don't go and gimpong and apply, because you know why? When you renovate and you have to remove the tiles, it's going to cost you a lot more than having no tiles there at all.
The other one would be toilet bowl. Please try not to save money on the toilet bowl. So we got 2 toilets in our house. One will be in the master bedroom, the other one is in the kitchen area. So we chose a nicer toilet in the master bedroom, which costs around 400 plus to 500. And then for the kitchen one, we thought like nobody will use one. So we got a very cheap one, $200 with a sink on top where you can wash your hand. Turns out that toilet always got choked and stuck, and then when you shit, the shit stain cannot be flushed away. You have to use the brush to always brush.
So it's really like 一分钱一分货, because the quality of the toilet bowl, right, I can't believe we're discussing this right now, is actually very important. If let's say it's a good quality toilet bowl and you poop, the poop slides down, it doesn't stain the side of the toilet bowl. And then if it's the low quality one, which is like half the price, you have to brush it very often. So it's like you have to balance out which one you prefer. If you don't mind scrubbing the toilet every day, then you just get the cheaper one.
Toilet bowl you buy one time, you can use for how many years? So get a better one. I think we use American standard, right?
Yes, the better one is the American standard one in our master bedroom. So there were a lot of things that we didn't consider when we were getting our home. It was just like, oh my god, we are old, we need like a flat, we need a house of our own. So
But lesson learned, maybe you can try again next time.
I hope we still can apply for it next time, but we'll see. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful and just try not to make the same mistakes as we did.
And then we'll see you guys next time.
Bye!